Yeah, so we went over the
The okay, yes. What I was gonna say was basically what you're sharing is what we're calling a game guide, or essentially how do you play the game of creating a village? And what would you call this whole framework? The Omni One? Like what
Yeah,
is the whole
it's you could say some people understand DAO building, ecosystem building, and it's a society blueprint. It's many people are trying to put together it's like they're trying to build a car from scratch with no plans, and it's almost impossible. And there's
a
people
lot
that
of work?
they jump in and they've never done it and they think I'm gonna do it all. It's like, no, you're not. It's like it's a shit show half the time. So we really got to not only look at who's been doing it, but get these roadmaps, these blueprints of how to build the car. Otherwise, it's just a very challenging. You run into so many problems.
Well, and continually refine it. Like you said, you've road tested this twice. You've taken out there, and yeah.
Yeah.
But then this is exactly what we want to do together. So what I would suggest also, and we've done this on Seeds and Regen Civics, is we've connected all of the different DAOs, and
Mm-hmm.
they all have their own, we call it like game space, where you can see Kanban boards of who's doing what and all that sort of stuff. So you can see the roles, what roles people are filling, and all the
Yeah.
ways that you can play together.
Yeah.
And then have them all linked together. So what I would love to see is what you've built here, if you want to template it in a way, and then start connecting all the ones that are forked off of your template. So other projects that are coming online and saying, wow, yes, we love the work that you guys have done to design the whole ecosystem. Like we just want to test that. And maybe we'll even, consult with you on how to use it or whatever. And
Yeah.
I'd love to have you make some videos going over the whole process so groups can just watch it and not really take a lot of your time, but rather they can go through the video series and start using this template as well and iterating on that and learning from each other, etc. You get it.
Yeah. Well, we have an ethos DAO course that we will be helping people build their ethos. That's not even it.
Yeah, of course you do. Good.
Um, and so we have the ability to do all this, and it's got the benefits and the steps that you take and whatnot.
Okay, so you call the whole framework an ethos.
Uh, it's it is the starting step to become an ethos, whether you're an organization or a village. Now, there's synergy hubs and villages that are able to be supported under this framework. In fact, that's half of our clients, but half of them are also organizations that want to operate in this manner. Uh,
Well, sure. Any group of humans coming together can form an ethos for what they're trying to do together and how.
yeah, yeah, the villages though. So in the Nexus is where our synergy hub area is. It's also villages. We just put them into one, and we have all these in-person tools, and we even have a full-on onboarding process for building villages. We have that too. We're not set it up yet. So when you said about sharing, yes, that's what that's what we're doing, but we don't want to throw stuff up against the wall and have it try to see what sticks and have it be all funky. We want people to be going through an amazing experience, come into Nexus, come into the portal, be
Yeah,
able to
right.
do what they need to do. And so to do that, what we're doing is we're finishing our teal paradigm, we're finishing our websites and our offer, and we're going to make sure the funds go to building our social media network. Now, we were going to use Heartbeat, but we have a friend that has a custom built portal that's going to do all the
Show me.
huh.
Show me heartbeat. What is heartbeat?
Heartbeat is this isn't going to be a because you have to watch the demo. Like, I've just got a basic framework. It's like a place where you can put coaches, you can put you know what? I'll show you.
Okay, so you can have courses. Interesting. That looks really great.
Yeah, and you can have the events, the profiles. They get the access. They can pay for some. They can not pay for some. No thanks on that. Whatever. Okay, and I believe there's a whole yeah. So there's all these. It's kind of
Okay, yes, I love it. Wow.
yeah. No, it's really well done. If you watch their videos, it's really, now we have a lifetime. We got in there early, so we got a lifetime subscription to this. But we may go on our friends. We're deciding over this next week. But the point is, you know, when we get we're gonna have a team to back it up, to, you know, all these things that need to happen, and that's gonna have to happen after we get enough funding to continue that process. Right now, we're on pause. We built the system. We're not building and designing the system anymore. That's been done. It's been road tested. We're just marketing and getting our word out there, getting the FAQs, getting the websites, getting all linked, showing what the Teal paradigm is, getting the funnels in, which is already built. All of our financial funnels are built, all the funding pools. We just need to market and just attract the investor for now. Then we will build this domain of the social media platform that helps people not only take the education if they want, or just play and take advantage of all the different tools and toys. What we've got is a panel of experts that can help on decisions and come together in a economy that they get reciprocated for. We've got our offers and needs. So this is for people that have needs right now that are in the current paradigm overtaking them, and they need help right now. We have our culture code built, which is a repository, open repository for anyone. So this is all open tool, open. This is all for free. Once you get education and you learn how to drive the car, then yeah, you get in the area where you can drive the speed cars on the track. But until you have that badge and that education, you don't go there. So some of these stuff we don't just give out for free. You know, they got to take the education. They got to learn how to drive it. But some of it is free. So there's offer needs. They can take the education and get to the next levels. They can start messing with new economies right away. They don't have to do, and you can put seeds in here and anything else.
Click on that.
This is what is to be built right now. This is going to Simbi. Simbi is right now for there. It's just, that's something that this is paused until we build it out in Heartbeat. That'll be built out. Okay. Culture code is built out here. I mean, we've got all of our that's not the good one. The meeting template, I think, is the better one. No, that was it. It's just I had to click on the different types. So you have the different types of calls and the different types of you know, things, and then it talks about what each one of these are. And then so different kinds of calls, different culture, different hand signals, and ways to really communicate efficiently, which, you know, we're using at 10%. We're talking heads most of the time. We're interrupting each other, where we don't stay on frame. We talk about 30 subjects at once before anyone has a chance to answer. So really getting very, very smooth operations is, I've found, awesome and critical, and makes the coherency go out the roof. Events, of course, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. So that'll be our roadmap for that is in here, and that's in Heartbeat. So that would be called Heartbeat. See it. There we go. It's Xmind is what I was using. And so we have the paid groups, and then the access, and then if it doesn't have any color, it's free. Okay. Oops, let me go back in. So up here we have the education. Some of these, like the Ethos, is paid. If you're a local partner, you can get access in different ways. All these things are free. The healing personal transformation, all these things, most likely, some people will charge for them. There could be some that are free too. In fact, in the future, we hope that there's more free courses of those available automatically. And then if you want further help, you can pay for it. The group events, local events. This is local. So, you know, we are localized. What we found is, you know, when you're sharing funding pools, it works much better when you're local, because, you know, you're spending 80% of your money that you get as your income on your lifestyle, your food, your housing, your events. So we are setting this up as local ecosystems, local economy, even if they're not a true ecosystem, or, you know, they're not really interconnected like an ecosystem. They're just a bunch of companies. We're still giving them a place to play as a local, would you call it an area? Would you call it
Well, if you're doing it bioregionally, but
Region,
that's
bioregion.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. Threads, they can talk.
I mean, the bioregion model is if you're looking at ecosystem restoration. So, for example, if you want to clean your water, it's hard to do that if you're only looking at one part of the river. You got to look at the whole part of the river, right? So that's
Exactly.
what a bioregion is it contains the head, watersheds, etc. So
Awesome.
you can actually do like whole ecosystem restoration.
Which would tie right in, right? So we're building it specifically for the economy part and the fact that everyone comes together, in their local spaces. Now you can still work globally, of course. It's just that we are setting it up like this because this is what we found to get from infant stage to adult stage in an ecosystem of this sort of a society. We found it's much easier to be sharing that funding pool, and it's much easier to be closer together to do that. It's not
Sure.
impossible, but it's not something we're willing to take on right now to be doing some kind of big, crazy global weird thing that it's just too complicated for us. So access to the meta library, access the meta library and what all these things are. Some of them will be access because you got to take the first education and understand what you're doing before you go further, and some of them will be basic stuff. A lot of this stuff is going to be available right off the bat on Teal Paradigm. Just what the hell is a Teal Paradigm? We don't want to have to put that in our education. We want to offer that for free so that people can come through and just know this is access only. If you want to join OmniOne, if you're accepted, you can. And then that'll be a part of that, and consortiums that are not OmniOne. OmniOne's not everything. So if you have
What is OmniOne?
it's the ecosystem of
Okay,
projects.
so OmniOne is the
Ethos.
ecosystem of projects.
Of
Okay.
ethos. Yeah, people that are ethos would be able to come together in a shared agreement field, and be able to literally become a whole system. Like we said, it's like a flashlight. Without the bulb, it's not going to work. So it does have to have specific pieces that all work together to produce that light. And so that's our ecosystem. It's a whole living system that functions together. If you take a piece out and it keeps going, then it's just a heap of parts. So they can become a part of that ecosystem through the processes and link in, share the economy, share all the stuff, or they can stay at their ethos and do whatever they want, or stay non-ethos, or whatever they want to do. They can join a consortium. So for instance, new finances, new economies, that's not a job for any single person. That's consortium. We need to all come together and have a nice spot for us to be doing these things. Light cities, VR, AR, transportation, tribal economics, value exchange, all these things, right? Even the meta library, this is information that we want to see what's out there and organize it together, right? So that's the heartbeat. Once that's built, then we will be able to just pop everyone in, and they'll be able to access everything and take all the education in the right order and all that. And until then, we're just going to raise the money to do that. That's where we're at.
Yeah, cool. Well, Bali's definitely the best place to get something like that off the ground. Awesome people who can even build it. A lot of people who might be willing to fund it. So that's definitely the best place to connect, and doing it on the ground and having the community there makes a lot of sense. So yeah.
We got to explain what we're doing. Most people aren't going to really get these things. That's why we're doing it, as a 2-year-old would understand. We're really just hand-holding people through, especially in investors. I call them investors, but really we're going to have philanthropists. And we have Google AdWords, which, so our roadmap to success, we have Google AdWords, which will give us 10,000 a month, and we'll be able to direct people to things like buying a Rome's villa, a villa that they can, one house, they sell their house and they get a house in many exotic locations instead, and they get to travel around and be a part of these new paradigm communities. And that offer will be available. That's available this week. It's been worked on for this guy's lifetime. So we will probably, the offer is so good for an investor, the first start one, we will probably be building in the next few months, the first one. So we are, funding is coming no matter what. I have like 5 things that are coming in. So we will be building that, the villas and all the retreat centers, and that have innovation center inside of it. So that'll be a reason for people to want to be a part of one of them, and other ones will be for families and, whatever they want to do. Half is a hotel, half is a roaming residency.
Oh, brother. Well, deep gratitude for all what you've been doing. This is a huge load you've been carrying here. That's so. Thank you.
You too, man. We're on the same path. I was a little surprised we didn't work closer, but I think that you were in the development stage. I'm not a developer. You're in the tech development, but we're both building social architecture systems and new societies. So I think there's got to be a way that we can be a little more streamlined in our how we converge. Now we're getting on Hypha. That's going to help us to converge and be able to be in the same domains. And but anything
So
else?
that is interesting because then, yeah, you could start using the